Happy Friday, everybody. Thanks for joining us. My name is Arms Bumanlag for Royal LePage Binder Real Estate here in Windsor, Essex. You know, Royal LePage has partnered with recognized brand leaders to offer our realtors and our clients and clients-to-be exceptional products and services, whether you're helping to move your family into a new home or arrange a mortgage or simply finding the perfect thank you gift or even doing the latest home improvement. You know, Royal LePage has exclusive partnerships to help you and your family make the move because together, helping you is what we do. This is Ask the Experts live on Facebook Live, and we're happy to talk to some of our partners here in the Windsor Essex area. And you know, for most cultural shifts, it's not what technology you're using and where you use it. It's where you're putting that time and effort that really matters. So if you're a real estate agent and your real estate videos are really no different, and if you're looking for someone to really list your home, showcase that personality, and get some people interested in your property, or if you're selling your home, you want your home shown in the possible light, you need to get a great videographer. Joining me today is Andjela Ilic, who is a local videographer from En Route Productions and works closely with Royal LePage Binder Real Estate. Andjela, thanks so much for joining us today.
Hi, guys. Thank you so much for having me. I'm very excited and very honored to actually be on this series.
Yeah, this is a great opportunity, I think, too, Andjela, to find out a little bit more about you, because I know that you're doing quite a bit of work with Royal LePage Binder Real Estate with different agents. I've seen so much of your work on Instagram stories. It's always a good way to get that tease going about the properties that are coming up too. But before we dive into some of the real estate work that you've done, let's talk a little bit about your background in education right here in YQG.
Yeah, for sure. So I actually graduated from the University of Windsor with a degree in business administration, a certificate in human resources, and a minor in psychology. I had actually been doing video work as a hobby for years, honestly, as long as I can remember. And, it was a hobby. So it was for friends, for family, for myself, school projects, all of that. And it wasn't until about 2018 that I had a friend who asked me, she knew I did video work as a hobby. She had asked me if I wanted to do some professional video work for an upcoming charity event. And at the time in my head, I was like, this is so crazy to say yes. But in my heart, I knew that that was the right answer. And I said yes to her. And she's like, why don't you get a logo design? Why don't you get, a website for your portfolio? And with the right support from friends and family, I said yes and yes. And then, a couple of weeks later, I just woke up and I was like, it's going to be En Route Productions. Like, just that name came out to me, and just what it symbolizes with photo and video, it just stood out. And, looking at today, I'm very grateful and very blessed for all of the clients and all of the support that I received that helped me grow to where I am today.
What a great way to get started, too. You know, you talk about Windsor Essex being so heavily involved in the community. To start at a nonprofit charity event, I mean, that's a great way to kind of get a feel, I guess, a personality for what you're shooting.
Yeah, and it was a great kind of way to, I guess, see, do I want to do this? Like, I never thought to have this as a career, It's like you go to school and you think that's going to be your career, and you never think that your hobby one day might turn into something more. And so it was just like a great way for me to be like, I really enjoy this. And that was the first time I bought a professional camera, which was, crazy to like make that investment, but it just kept rolling in, and the referrals kept rolling in. And it was just something that I was like, wow, I've never, I guess, been happier doing what I'm doing than when I started doing that. So.
Well, I think the happiness shows in your work. Like some of the stuff that, again, I saw on Instagram for a lot of our realtors at Royal LePage, and I mean, it's very impressive and it's very engaging. And I guess that leads me to my next question, Andjela. You jump from nonprofits, which, I mean, you still do some of that work, but you're getting into a market that, I was talking to Frank Binder, our owner and broker of record, a few days ago, and he said, the market's been red hot. You jump into this industry that is just on fire, essentially. What works in real estate videos?
Yeah, it's definitely a hot market, and I guess it was just the right time to jump in. And it wasn't even planned. It was just kind of when the pandemic hit, I just kept getting requests for it from different agents, and it was like, yeah, I can definitely do that, and I've loved real estate. So it was always intriguing to just capture real estate in any form of photo or video. And I think, you know, at the beginning of 2020, like with the start of the pandemic, we saw this huge increase for the need of video. And looking at 2021, it's really no different other than the trend just keeps increasing and there's more of a need for video. And we actually saw that trend prior to the pandemic. What they had projected 5 or 10 years actually happened just overnight. You know, once the pandemic hit, it was like, boom. We saw businesses that needed to pivot their marketing strategies so that they were able to, you know, communicate with their customers through some form, which was usually video, because no longer people were able to walk into the stores. And when we look at real estate, it was really no different. Prior to the pandemic, we had open houses where families and couples, they would spend their whole Sundays planning out which open house to go to so that they can look at the home. And when the pandemic hit, suddenly, you know, you couldn't do that anymore. And agents had to pivot their way to find out how to get these potential home buyers into these homes without physically doing so. And I think that's where the need like emerged for video and even virtual tour, where people just had to find some way to showcase, you know, these properties, and no longer could they do it in person. And I think just kind of looking at the generation, when you look at Gen Z and you look at millennials, you kind of have to look at what stands them out from the rest of the generations. So for example, we're all about like this, the two generations are all about having a face behind the brand, you know, and that's why you kind of saw with the pandemic, you saw a lot of agent branding videos and a lot of agent walkthrough videos. And essentially what that means is, so with the agent branding videos, you're getting, you know, an agent behind a camera, they're introducing themselves, who they are, why you should list with them, why you should sell with them. And before the pandemic, you were getting websites with 3-paragraph long about me's. And if you were to compare, would someone read 3 paragraphs versus watching a 1-minute video of why they should, you know, work with this agent? I'm going to place my bets that they're going to most likely watch the video as opposed to reading. And with these agent walkthrough videos, it kind of, so basically what that is it's just a camera going throughout the home in a nice slow movement, and you kind of get to see the flow of the home through these videos. Well, now agents are getting in front of the camera, they're talking about the property. So it's essentially a branding video for them because you're getting to see the agent talk about their property, but then you're also getting a listing or a sense of the listing itself through this video. And it's smart, you know, combining the two is smart because like I said before, at the open house, you get to talk to the agent, and now you're kind of not able to do that. There's no open houses. So how else are you able to do that than through these videos? And I think at the end of the day, you just have to look at the integrity and the honesty in the videos that you create. And I think the most challenging question for agents is, how do I do all that and make it engaging in a minute or under?
Yeah, I was just going to say too, you know, you have all of these new, well, not so much new, I think for a lot of generations, but, you know, something like a TikTok or, you know, Instagram stories where the engagement is certainly, you know, 10 seconds or less, or even, you know, a few seconds, you know, to capture that attention. But I love what you said about, you know, that connection piece too, because I think that really resonates for a lot of folks is that, you know, often, you know, buying and selling in real estate is one of the largest investments a person will make in their life. So having somebody like a Royal LePage binder real estate agent walk them through the process and really get to know the person. I mean, it's not so much about the client anymore. It's really about the relationship. And if you could convey that, I think in a video initially, as you're choosing your realtor, I think that could go very well. I would suspect.
Yeah, definitely. And you get so much more emotion. Like I can watch a video of an agent and I can see their personality in this video, right? Whereas when I'm reading something about them online or on a website, I don't see that same emotion. You know, it's just words for me, or you interpret it the way you read it. So when you see a silly video of an agent and it's a branding video, you're like, wow, that agent seems fun to work with, or they seem really chill, they seem really relaxed. So there's that emotional aspect that we can achieve through these videos that you couldn't really achieve through words prior to that. And even when you look at these platforms, like you said, TikTok, a lot of them, if you look at, for example, Facebook, you see their apps are being updated so that when you scroll through the feed, the video auto plays. And now there's a thing called auto caption, right? So when you look at the movement that social media platforms are making, you can see that it's heavily based on things like video, because you no longer need sound. You can just read the captions and see what it's all about. And I think that kind of should signal to a lot of agents and a lot of businesses that if their marketing strategy doesn't incorporate video, they're probably going to fall behind in some sort, because it's every day it's changing. You know, there's trends coming out and there's challenges coming out every day, and you just really need to stay afloat and try to get ahead of it.
So my question to you, Andjela, is you get to work with an agent. You go into these homes, and Windsor has such a wide variety. Windsor, Essex County, a wide variety of homes that people can look at and kind of wrap their heads around about what makes sense for their budget and their lifestyle. How do you, as a videographer, capture that essence of a home?
Yeah, so when I walk into a home, I definitely try to look for the best angles, so that if somebody just watches the video or somebody just looks at the photos, they can kind of understand the flow of the home just through that by itself. But the most important thing I'd say is composition. And composition is, there's multiple different definitions for it, but I truly believe that composition is it just basically activates the brain's natural ability to make sense of something, right? And when you look at composition in that sense, there's really a whole psychology behind it. The brain is naturally lazy. It will favor photos and videos that invoke some feeling or some emotional feeling, that remind us of something, or that makes sense. So if you were to take, for example, a photo that is properly composed, and you take the same photo that's a little bit different, so it's not properly composed, and you edit it the exact same way, you're going to find that the one that's properly composed is much more appealing to the viewer than the other one that's not. And I think that is what's truly important in capturing the essence of a home with photo and video. And I think, too, just kind of capturing the characteristic of that home. So, for example, a rustic home is going to look different than a country home. And you have to make sure that when you're capturing that type of media, whether it be through photo or video, you're capturing the character of the home so that it stays original. You don't want every single video to look the exact same. You don't want every single photo to look the exact same. And you don't want to be fake or artificial, where somebody comes to that home and they're like, hey, this isn't what it looks like, right? So you want to make sure that you maintain that natural originality, the cleanliness of the home, while also conveying its characteristic. And the only way to do that is by being prepared before going into the home and watching for your composition when you take the type of media.
When you are in the homes and able to really tell a story with these images to entice somebody to at least make that call to the realtor who's listing this certain property, has there ever been an opportunity for you as a videographer to say, wow, like this house is really, really something?
Yeah, I definitely think so. Every house that I walk in, I'm like, wow. And it's just funny because it's like, it could look like exactly like the last home, but every home I'm just like, wow, this home has so much character, because you're not walking into these new freshly built homes each time. You're walking into a home where it's lived in, right? It's going to have that style or the feel that the homeowners have, and you kind of have to embrace that and make each photo be that wow moment for the potential buyer, so that they're looking at it and they're like, yeah, I could definitely imagine myself being in that property.
One thing I've noticed too, Andjela, over the last couple of years, and certainly in my time with Royal LePage Binder Real Estate, is the increase of drones to get those unique shots. Is that a trend that you see increasing in 2021? Those aerial shots that kind of give you a look. I've seen a lot of these with the waterfront properties, right?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely drone. I think it's definitely increasing. You're right about that. In a plain, simple English, like, it looks cool, right? And I think it's the fact that humans, I'm kind of getting back to the psychology of it, but it's the fact that
Sure.
humans, you spend your whole, all your days kind of on the floor, you're walking, and you never get to see that kind of aerial shot. And I think that's why every time we go to a skyscraper or somewhere where there's multiple floors up, we kind of look and we're like, this is breathtaking. And that's kind of the same emotion that you get when you use a drone. You get to see the neighborhood, you get to see the home from a different perspective that you don't necessarily see it when you're in front of the home standing on the street. And at the same time, there's a lot of other benefits, such as you get to kind of see the neighborhood, what's around. You kind of get to see, are there a lot of greenery? Is there a park? So there's a lot of things you can kind of capture with a drone that you can't necessarily do when you're on the floor with a camera doing it inside of a home.
So agents who are watching this and realtors who are watching this and saying to themselves, I'm not really social media savvy. I need to get to that point. I know that that's where it's going. And like you said, the pandemic exacerbated that about everybody sort of moving online. What would you say to them about where to start? How do they really bridge that gap and putting themselves on video online?
I think really it just starts with trying to make yourself comfortable in front of a camera, because whether you're taking the video with your cell phone and it's just a selfie, or you're hiring a professional to do it, no matter what, you just have to learn to be natural on camera. Nobody wants an agent that speaks like a robot. It doesn't seem natural to the viewer. And I think, on top of getting yourself comfortable, you just need to make that first step. Social media is definitely, it changes literally every week. So I can understand someone who's busy and taking care of their clients. They don't have time to necessarily learn what the new changes are, what's the newest hype, what's the newest challenge. If it allows for the agent, I would say working with a professional to come up with some type of video strategy. You could be boosting out 1 video a month or 4 videos a month. But I think starting off with trying to get 1 video at least a month to kind of keep people engaged, keep people interactive with yourself as an agent, that's probably the most important first step. And don't just post it and abandon it. When people comment on it, make sure you comment back. They like to see that there's not a robot behind the video and behind the social media. They want to make sure that they're talking to you. So comment back and don't just put emojis. Just be like, hey, thanks for watching. I really appreciate, and just reply to them. And I think just seeing that kind of genuinity and originality and kind of just seeing that person as a person is definitely what's going to set you apart.
Just with a few minutes left to go here, Andjela, I wanted to ask you, as a videographer, and Windsor is such a unique area because we have such beautiful places to shoot photos and videos. Do you have a favorite area that you like to shoot in?
I actually, I grew up on a farm, and I love the county. So really anywhere in the county that you can get me, I think is just my favorite spot. Just kind of seeing the open field, just seeing no cars, just seeing kind of like animals. Like sometimes you're just driving and you see like a deer, a deer family, and it's just a turtle even. Like you just kind of stop and appreciate that. And I think that's probably where I'm happiest, is just seeing that stillness of nature. Almost, it's not really still, but it's, we don't have the people and the cars moving around. But anywhere really in the county, I can't say one spot is my favorite, but yeah, I'm definitely a county person.
And I'm excited because we'll have an opportunity to go check out the county and some of the municipalities very soon. Andjela and I are going to be doing some work for Royal LePage and really showcasing some fantastic areas and communities coming up in the summer of 2021. So looking forward to working with you closely, and keep up the great work. Again, if you haven't had a chance to follow En Route Productions on Instagram, follow Andjela. She's got amazing work, and she does great work for our realtors at Royal LePage Binder Real Estate. So we'll be working closely together. Thank you for your time today. Good to see you.
Thank you so much. And like you said, I'm so excited for this. I'm so excited for the opportunity. And everyone at Royal LePage I've been working with is so great. So I can't wait for the next thing that we're going to come up with.
Same here. Thank you for your time. And don't forget that, Andjela and her company, En Route Productions, are part of the recognized brand leaders that we offer to our realtors and our clients and clients to be. So we want you to take a look at the full list. There's some fantastic local people who know what they're doing in their particular fields. You can go to our website. You can check us out on social media too, because Royal LePage Binder Real Estate Together, helping you is what we do. That's another episode for Ask the Experts. I'm Arms Bumanlag. Glad to have you along for the ride. We will be back in a few weeks with another great local company. And if you'd like to find out about becoming a preferred supplier and partner to Royal LePage, you can email us as well by going to our website. Have a great weekend. Thank you so much and take care.
Okay, bye guys. Thank you.